If you're a caregiver, you know firsthand how demanding and rewarding this role can be. But it's also important to remember to take care of yourself, and that includes your financial well-being. In today's video, we'll be discussing financial planning for caregivers. We'll cover a range of topics, including 1. Budgeting, 2. Saving for the future, and 3. How to make the most of government programs and assistance. We'll also discuss the importance of having a plan in place for your own financial future, as well as for the financial future of your loved one. Whether you're new to caregiving or have been in this role for a while, this video will provide you with valuable information and tips to help you manage your finances effectively. Let's get started.
Welcome to the Strategist.
Financial planning for caregivers. As a caregiver, you have a lot on your plate. You're responsible for the well-being of your loved one, and that can be a full-time job in and of itself. But it's important to remember that you also need to take care of yourself, and that includes your financial well-being. Number 1. Budgeting. First and foremost, it's important to create a budget for yourself. Caregiving can be a costly endeavor, especially if you're taking time off work or hiring additional help. Make sure you're aware of all your income and expenses, and try to find ways to cut costs where possible. Creating a budget is an essential step in financial planning, especially when it comes to caregiving. Caregiving can be a costly endeavor, as you may be taking time off work or hiring additional help to assist with the care of your loved one. It's important to be aware of all your income and expenses so you can manage your money effectively and make sure you have enough to cover your costs. To create a budget, start by listing all your sources of income, such as your salary, any government benefits, or any other income streams you may have. Next, make a list of your expenses. This should include fixed expenses like rent or mortgage payments, as well as variable expenses like groceries and utility bills. It's important to be as thorough as possible when creating this list, as even small expenses can add up over time. Once you have a complete list of your income and expenses, subtract your expenses from your income to determine your budget surplus or deficit. If you have a surplus, you can use this extra money to save for the future or pay off any debts you may have. If you have a deficit, you'll need to find ways to cut costs or increase your income to balance your budget. It's also a good idea to start saving for the future. Caregiving is often a long-term commitment, and it's important to have a financial cushion in case of unexpected expenses. Consider setting aside a portion of your income each month in a savings account or investment account. One way to save money is to take advantage of any government programs or assistance that may be available to you. There are a number of programs specifically designed to help caregivers, such as respite care, which provides temporary relief for caregivers, or the Family and Medical Leave Act, FMLA, which allows caregivers to take time off work without fear of losing their job. It's always a good idea to save for the future, but it's especially important when it comes to caregiving. Caregiving is often a long-term commitment, and it's important to have a financial cushion in case of unexpected expenses. You never know when you might need to take time off work, hire additional help, or pay for unexpected medical expenses. By saving money now, you'll be better prepared to handle these unexpected costs and ensure that you have the financial resources you need to provide the best care possible for your loved one. Number 2. How to save for the future as a caregiver. One option is to set aside a portion of your income each month in a savings account or investment account. You can also consider saving for specific goals, such as saving for your loved one's future care needs or saving for your own retirement. No matter how you choose to save, it's important to start as soon as possible. The earlier you start saving, the more time you'll have for your money to grow, and the more prepared you'll be for the future. Another way to save money is to be strategic about your spending. Look for ways to cut costs where possible, such as by negotiating lower rates for bills or services, or by finding ways to save on groceries and other household expenses. By being mindful of your spending, you can free up more money to put towards savings. Overall, saving for the future is an important part of financial planning for caregivers. By setting aside money now, you'll be better prepared to handle any unexpected expenses and ensure that you have the financial resources you need to provide the best care possible for your loved one. Number 3. Make the most of government programs and assistance. 1. Consider long-term care insurance. This type of insurance can help cover the costs of assisted living or nursing home care for your loved one. It's something to think about if you're planning for the long term and want to have a backup plan in place. Long-term care insurance is a type of insurance that can help cover the costs of assisted living or nursing home care for your loved one. It's designed to help cover the costs of long-term care, which can be expensive and is not typically covered by traditional health insurance. Long-term care insurance policies vary, but they generally cover a range of services, including assistance with daily activities such as bathing, dressing, and eating, as well as medical and nursing care. Some policies may also cover in-home care services, allowing your loved one to receive care in the comfort of their own home. To be eligible for long-term care insurance, you'll typically need to meet certain age and health requirements. Some policies may also have exclusions or limitations, so it's important to carefully review the terms of the policy before purchasing. Long-term care insurance can be a good option to consider if you're planning for the long-term care of your loved one and want to have a backup plan in place. It's important to keep in mind, however, that long-term care insurance can be expensive, and it may not be the right choice for everyone. It's a good idea to speak with a financial advisor or insurance agent to determine if long-term care insurance is the right choice for you and your loved one. They can help you understand the costs and benefits of the policy and assist you in finding the right coverage for your needs. It's important to have a plan in place for your own financial future. This may include creating a will, setting up a power of attorney, and making sure your loved one has a financial plan in place as well. As a caregiver, it's important to not only focus on the immediate needs of your loved one, but also to plan for your own financial future. There are a few key steps you can take to ensure that your financial affairs are in order and that you and your loved one are prepared for the future. 2. It's important to create a will. A will is a legal document that outlines how you want your assets to be distributed after your death. It can also name a guardian for your loved one if they are unable to care for themselves. Creating a will is an important step in ensuring that your wishes are carried out and that your loved one is taken care of after you're gone. 3. Set up a power of attorney. A power of attorney is a legal document that allows you to appoint someone to manage your financial affairs if you're unable to do so. This can be especially important if you're a caregiver, as you may not always be available to manage your own financial affairs. It's also important to make sure your loved one has a financial plan in place. This may include setting up a power of attorney for them if they're unable to manage their own affairs, or setting up a trust to ensure that their assets are managed in their best interests. Overall, it's important to have a plan in place for your own financial future, as well as for the financial future of your loved one. You can ensure that your financial affairs are in order and that you and your loved one are prepared for the future when these steps are implemented. Remember, as a caregiver, it's important to take care of yourself as well. Don't neglect your own financial well-being. It's an important part of ensuring that you can continue to provide the best care possible for your loved one. If you have any additional questions about financial planning for caregivers, please leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.